Hi, third grade. I'm so excited. We are going to start our Tints and Shades Wayne Thiebaud Slice a Cake. And I'm really excited because I haven't taught this lesson before. And I'm really excited to see how it turns out for you. Yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. So, all right, so we're gonna start by drawing the slice of cake. And so I want my paper to be the horizontal way. And so when you get started, you're gonna pick a point, and if you mess up, you can always erase, um, or you can get a new paper, flip it over, do what you need to do. All right. So what we want to start off with is we want to start off with a curve, kind of like that. Then from the center of the curve, I'm gonna go down. And at some point where I want the end, like the tip of the corner of my cake to be, I'm going to make a dot. And then from there, I'm going to connect those edges to kind of create like a curved triangle. It's going to be the top of our slice of cake. All right. And then, so what we want, you might want to use a straight edge for this next part. I'm just going to draw lightly because I might be doing some erasing. I'm going to make two vertical lines going down, and how long you make it will be how thick your slice of cake is going to be. And then you want to follow this angle going down. Make that messed up a little, that's okay. And there we go. So now our slice of cake looks nice and 3D, and we're going to make it look even more 3D. It's going to be so awesome. So now I'm going to start to add kind of like the layers of frosting. So a layer of frosting will be on the side. It will also be underneath the top part of our cake. And it's up to you if you want 2 layers of cake, but I'm going to go for 3. I want to show lots of tints in my cake. So I'm going to have like 3 layers of cake on there. Oh, yeah, that's looking awesome. All right, and then how you decorate your edge is up to you. I think I'm going to make some I don't know, kind of like little curly cues, little swirls of frosting. I told you this is going to be fun. And then I'm going to erase this line as best as I can. I'm going to bring those lines back in. And now I have kind of like the edge of my cake. And then if you want to do any details on the top, that's up to you how you want to do that. I think I'm going to have kind of like a strawberry sitting on top. I'm going to draw that. And I'm not going to do the seeds now because I'll just probably paint over that and do that later. But what you want to do when you have your cake all drawn out, what you want to do is you want to have it sitting on some sort of plate, because we don't want cake just on the table. No, no, no. This is our fancy cake. It deserves a nice fancy plate. If you want to make some decorations on the plate, I'm going to extend that out a little bit, make that a little skinnier. Erase kind of that. And I'm going to make kind of like few lines for like the edges of the plate right there. And I kind of have room for a fork, and the fork is going to be kind of over here. Do a 3 or a 4-prong fork? Yeah, I think I'll do just a 3. It's up to you if you want to even include that. I just like to have, and maybe this will be a fancy fork, it'll have kind of like a fancy kind of edge to it. Erase that. And so right now our cake and our plate and our fork, it's kind of floating in the air, so we need like a base for it to sit on. So I'm just going to create kind of like a table, kind of going through the back, right there. Well, that's kind of crooked. Let me fix that a little bit. And but like on the table, if you want any other details, maybe if you want like a fancy candlestick or something, that is up to you for your monochromatic painting. All right, so I added a few details and now it is time to start outlining. So if you outline, you need to use a black Sharpie. If you don't have a black Sharpie, don't use a black washable marker because then when we paint, it's going to be a mess. So I would then either recommend a black crayon or a black colored pencil. All right, now it's time for us to start painting our tints. I would do your tints first and let it dry and then do the shades later. So, from one of my art teacher friends, I actually found a really good way to get just a little bit of water somewhere if you don't have um, a lid for your watercolors, like I don't. If you have a lid of something, like of a, I don't know, yogurt cup, or this is from a bucket of beads, but a lid works really great if you want to just add some water to that. So, you guys are going to be making it with any original color of your choice, but remember it has to be monochromatic. So you're only going to be using your original color, whatever that may be, plus black. And remember, you're going to be using the white of the paper to get to your tints. So I'm going to dip my brush in my other water. I'm going to get my red nice and ready, nice and juicy, so I can start to mix it and see what kind of tints I get. So what I would recommend is I would get another piece of paper so you know what that tint is going to turn out. So you know if you should add more or if you should mix a whole new tint. It is up to you how you do this, but that's just my recommendation. For the frosting, I want it to be pretty dark. So I'm going to add a lot of pigment to this little drop of water. And I'm kind of liking how that is turning out. So I'm gonna use that. Maybe even make it a little bit more. So I would recommend doing your tints first, letting it dry, and then doing the shades. So now remember, when you start the shades, only use a little bit of black. Remember to use your extra piece of paper to see what kind of shade you're going to get so you're happy with it. Also keep in mind when you layer watercolors, it's going to get darker. So like this only has one layer, this has two layers. So in order for that to be even, I need to make a second layer over that one. All right, and there, when that's dry, that'll look a lot more even. And there is our monochromatic Wayne Thiebaud inspired cake painting. Thanks for watching.